Welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam and Jes.
Rolling.
Welcome to the midnight edition. The Tarp Report with Sam and Jes. Midnight edition.
It's nighttime.
Midnight.
Midnight time.
Set your clocks to midnight.
It's dark outside.
If you're listening to this podcast on your way to work, turn it off. Wait till midnight because you're not going to get it.
It's not going to feel the same.
No, unless you got midnight vibes.
Unless you're going to work at midnight.
Unless you're going to work at midnight. In which
Unless you work the
case,
night shift. Sorry.
God bless you.
Way to go.
Way to go, night worker.
Yeah, thank you for your hard night working.
Yeah. Jes Anderson.
Yeah, Sam Miller.
Why are we recording an extra podcast at midnight?
Well, some things. Traditionally I'd like to blame it on Trey.
That is a tradition.
Just because for old time's sake.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was Trey's fault this time. I think it was a group effort.
I would argue that it wasn't a group effort.
No.
And that it was my fault.
What do you...
Because once I started, you did join in, but I think it was mostly to support me and kind of like what I was doing.
Right.
And why I was doing it.
Yeah.
And we're talking around it, and we owe the people an explanation,
Yes.
and I'm going to give them that explanation right now.
Cool.
And I'm going to take accountability. I opened so basically there's an episode that no one's ever going to hear.
Yes.
And we
there
have
are
it
two now. There
traded.
are two.
Yeah. Well, there's one no one's going to hear because Trey lost one, and there's one that no one's going to hear because we're not going to air it because I talked a lot of inside comedy, baseball, drama, resentment stuff. After it happened, I felt kind of excited.
Yeah.
And then like kind of worried. And then also then I was like, I'm excited again. Like, I don't care. Like my career is going to be fine. Da, 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 da. But in the end, it wasn't the right thing to put out. Yeah. Nate Jackson gave us some great feedback and told us that it wasn't the right thing to put out.
He said, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. And Nate Jackson has given me advice throughout my comedy career. I take about 75% of it.
Only 75?
Yeah, I don't take everybody's advice all the time. Like I'm on a
I thought you meant from Nate.
What do you mean?
You mean only take 75% of Nate's advice?
Yeah, I only take 75% of Nate's advice. Yeah, I told him that.
That's good.
Yeah.
C student.
No, it's okay to not take people's advice.
I only took like 75% of my mom's advice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
We know, buddy.
What I want to do right now is to tell you both that that wasn't a good thing for me to do, to bring that up. The reason I brought it up was it was pretty selfish of me to bring that up. And
we were talking about it.
We were talking about it, but we were talking about it off air, and it was between you and me. And as is often the case, like there's something that clicks in my head because I want this to be an interesting podcast. And so like once I see that little red light over there, I'm like, let's put it out there.
Destruction.
Yeah. And the thing with Trey, so we love Trey, and that went sideways, and we were upset that like an episode got lost, but like stuff happens and people make mistakes, and I thought it was funny. How do you feel about that, Trey, that we were talking about it?
Oh, about the episode getting lost?
Yeah.
Chilling.
Yeah, you're good.
Shit happens with stuff like that, with the accidents. Like, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
But I feel the stuff we were talking about, the only person that was getting anything out of that, like feeling good about that, was me. Yeah. And I don't really have any stakes in the situation. Yeah. And that you might have been neutral to it, but the stakes are a little bit higher for you. Right. Yeah. And so now we're recording an extra episode.
At midnight.
Which
is fun.
Yeah, and we're probably going to have to record 2 episodes next week. Yeah. But that's okay.
That's fine because we like doing it.
Yeah, I love podcasting with you.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I'm proud of this podcast, and I'm very happy for all the listeners.
Despite our lack of chemistry.
Yeah, despite our lack of chemistry that somebody told us online.
I love a good online comment.
Yeah.
If anybody has constructive things to say, it's the people of the internet.
You're going to love this.
What happened?
A lady was mean to me online. I know that I get, so for those of you that don't know, listeners of this podcast, is that the last like 2 months, my comedy career has like changed because I have this online videos that are doing really well, and I'm booking shows because of it, and I'm grateful. But I have been learning about comment sections, and it's
the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. I've on YouTube Shorts, and when it's gotten to the point now, if I see I have a new comment, my stomach turns a little bit because I'm like, what are they gonna say? Because I know it's gonna be mean.
Yeah.
It's never nice. It's always mean.
There's 2 things that happened. A lady said that she's like, was he that fat when he was on meth?
No.
And for some reason, I was like...
That's kind of funny, though, no? Oh, no, that's kind of fucked up. No, he looked at me all, no. But it depends timing, no?
You know what's funny is...
it's a timing issue.
Yeah, no, I don't give a shit.
Here we go again.
Fucked up, Trey.
I love Trey. Trey, when you say that shit to me, when we're on a podcast, we know each other. We have a relationship. We have built trust. Funny story, here we are at Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club. One of the times I realized that I was going to make it as a comedian was because Nate roasted me after my set, but in a beautiful way. And the only thing I could think about was Nate watched my set.
Yeah.
And he liked it enough to remember it.
He was paying attention.
Yeah. He was talking about the seagull egg stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, this lady, she said this stuff to me. And then I said, you know what? I am not going to take the high road.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. And so I went to her page on Instagram and immediately found a picture where she had very greasy hair.
Oh, no. And did you tell her?
Just a second. Let me just...
You told her she had greasy hair?
Oh, Jess. Trey, you're going to love this.
That's mean.
What?
That's messed up.
She told me I was she told me I was fat when I was she got me, right?
Did her comment get a lot of likes or no?
Yeah. I mean, you said it was funny, so I bet it did.
Because if I was on YouTube, well, maybe it's not funny, but if I was on YouTube, I would thumbs up.
I want to, I'm not going to be able to find it, but basically I found a picture of her with greasy hair and she posted this and, they were like, she got a haircut. And she was like, what do you think of my new haircut? They cut off 6 inches. And I was like, it looks like they added 6 quarts. And I was like, you get your haircut at AutoZone? Like, what are you doing? And then I told her she could use an onion ring as a scrunchie.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And we had to get a clip taken down today. Just some interesting. Someone hit us up, and they were dating someone of the same gender, and I guess they were scared that their parents were going to see.
Oh, that's good of you guys, though, man.
They didn't
want to get outed. Yeah, that's good of you. I know Nate understands that.
It was a good.
That's the right thing to do, though, man. You got to watch that. That's what I love about Nate.
But it's the thing is, though, that on tickets and on before you purchase it, it says. It's being recorded.
Really? I know.
But I feel you though. It's still a good gesture.
They did the right thing.
It's the respectful thing to do.
It's a good gesture
because a lot of people, man, they can get in a lot of trouble, you know. Oh, yeah, especially if you're down. Was this down south somewhere?
I don't even know.
Where was it? Why we shouldn't talk about it. We're about to have to take out another episode.
Sally. we can't afford this.
We're about to mess each other up.
You know what I noticed too? My bad. I keep butting in, but it's late. Good. I feel like you guys' voices are really warmed up because I keep having to bump the levels. In the morning, I feel like we're all...
Yeah.
Me and Jess are riding high. We both had good shows tonight.
Yeah, we just did really great work.
Just had the Upper Left Comedy Festival. And it was great. Isaac Novak runs a great festival. Great job by everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had fun. I got to host for Amy Miller, which was super cool. She's super nice. And then I got to headline down in the Grotto. had a crazy heckler named Karma.
Karma.
Yeah. And
imagine that.
And one of her,
Karma's coming
she
for
came
you,
after me because I was telling that joke about sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And she was like, all you need is ergonomics. And I was like, ergonomics? I was like, is that like the economy in Lord of the Rings? Which was funny.
Yeah.
She just kept talking. And then she said dumb stuff. And then she wanted me to read a text. And I roasted her. And then I hid behind a sign. And then I kept peeking out. I was being an absolute idiot. And it worked and people loved it. But that I did say some like pretty mean stuff to her, but not more than she deserved. And I wasn't cruel.
That's good.
And I wasn't like, I was honest with her.
Was there someone recording?
I said some shit. I was like, you know what's funny? Is like, I'm a 360 pound, 6'6" ex-con professional comedian. And I'm like, and I'm scared of you, Karma.
And you're frightening.
Yeah. I'm like, you're frightening me. And I'm like, these people, like every time you talk, nobody laughs. And then I talk a lot and people laugh. And it's not fair. And I said, I was like, I told her, I was like, Karma, I'm building a village and every joke is a house and you're digging a ditch. And I didn't want you to dig a ditch. Go make your own village.
Please go somewhere else.
And she left eventually.
Well, that's good. It worked.
Yeah. How was your show?
It was good. It was at the Comedy Bar.
Yeah,
which
Comedy
is open.
/bar, Capitol Hill.
Yeah. Woohoo. Or as Sam called it, the other night he said, welcome to. Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Whoa, what? That's us. That was weird. Did you see that?
Do you just watch? I love that you just watch videos of us.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
I was just my phone.
Was that Karma?
Yeah. It might have been Karma. It might be Karma.
But we did now. It's called Now and Later, and which is it's a pot show where you do like you do one part of your set like sober, and then you go out and you get stoned, and then you come back and then you do
it's a stony baloney show.
Yeah, stony. Yeah, you get all stony jabroni and.
If you don't know this, I know that there's a lot of people that listen to this podcast and they're like, what? Jess smokes weed? Yeah. Yes. Jess is in recovery. She smokes. Her recovery is different than my recovery. Yeah. Like I'm like 100% like abstinence. But Jess doesn't drink. Like
I think it's okay to do it in the butt.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts if you do it in the butt.
No. And so Jess rams a lot of marijuana in her ass.
I put all of it's so much weed in my butt. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, but you did a Stony Baloney show.
Yeah, and I did wonder about that. Like I do like if doing a weed show is a good idea for someone who, spouts being sober.
No, it's not like sober is a weird word and I don't want to get into definitions. What I think, because my definition is different than yours. My definition of recovery is the same as yours. And that we've talked about this before. I'm in recovery. I practice abstinence. If I could smoke pot and get away with it, I would do it. And I don't mean get away with like not getting caught. That's not what I'm talking about.
I thought abstinence was when you don't be having sex.
Yeah, but you do that same thing with drugs, basically.
Oh, it's like,
don't do something.
Yeah. Like what Jess does is just butt stuff. Yeah. And I don't.
He doesn't do it at all.
I don't do anything at all. I'm like a Mormon.
Yeah. No, my mom taught me early. Like
even Mormons get it in though.
In the butt.
With the pushing thingy?
The pushing thing?
Like Mormons can have sex if like, let's say me and a girl are laying down, I can have a friend, like Jess can push me back and forth into her and it doesn't count. Something like that. Swear to God.
Oh, you mean soaking?
Soaking?
Yeah.
You know about that?
No. Yeah, you can't move. You can't move on your own.
It's sex is penetration. So what they say is that basically like they will insert their penis into the vagina and then just like leave it there.
Yeah. And then just whatever happens.
And it don't move.
Like a little
People are obsessed with this shit on the internet. I just think it's strange. I don't think there's anything wrong with having sex or not fetish having sex. Unlocked. I wish people would just like chill.
I didn't know.
I wish people would just chill. And
it sounds like they are chilling.
No. I don't mean like what I want America to do.
Yeah.
Is start fucking, like whatever you're into, like just be into it.
Yeah. I'd fall asleep.
But don't make it. 100%. If you were just soaking.
I'd just fall asleep and
go. Yeah. What is your love life like, Trey?
Non-existent.
Really?
Non-existent. Hasn't been for like a minute.
Really?
Since
what, high school?
No.
6 months ago.
Probably since I had like started taking life like serious.
6 months ago.
Before I left school for audio engineering, that was probably like the last time I had a fling.
Can I ask you that? Is it weird? You don't mind us asking you this?
What?
On the podcast?
Well, relationship?
No. How long has it been since you've had sex?
Oh.
Yeah, I'd rather not answer.
That's okay.
Been a minute though. Been over a year because I left his school in November.
You just answered.
Yeah.
But like over a year's vague. I'm not gonna say like you know.
He know. I mean, it's exactly 17 months.
18 months or some shit. No, I'm not gonna say that. But I left for school in like November 2021.
Yeah,
November.
I'm not. Never paid attention. You know, there's some weird ass like masculine shit about like, oh, you need to be fucking, like you need to get it in.
I think that stuff's super creepy.
It is tired, dude. That's how people.
It's not tiring. Honestly. Like I'll fight someone over that.
No, I mean it's tired. That's what I'm saying. Is it
like my oof.
The idea that there's these like if you don't hit this certain like ratio of like fucking. Then you're messing up.
Yeah.
It's weird because like at my age too, I'm 23. So like
you're supposed to be.
I'll have people who talk to me and like, yeah, I was doing this and this. Like, I don't know, man, I was fucking this girl so good or this. And then to me, it's like, it's disgusting. Or
you're working on you right now.
Yeah, or no, I've always been like that. Like I've never told any of my friends about anything I do with a girl. Like that's between, no, not even vulgar. Like, dang, like this girl gave me the best head.
That's vulgar.
No, like that's vulgar, but for people my age, that's not.
Right.
You know, like, and I don't know, even music nowadays is super pornographic. Shit just makes my stomach hurt. I'm different though. I'm different.
Yeah, we know, but
I'd be fucking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got two kids?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've had sex more than that.
Dang.
I don't just do it
you
to
have
make
two
a
kids?
kid.
Yeah, I have two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they're 13 or 12 and almost 16.
Yeah, my kids
so it's been years.
9 and 12. So, you know I'd be fucking at least twice.
At least.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what happens. This is the midnight edition.
It's the skanky edition.
You like it?
It's the Tarp Report undressed.
Now, you know what my favorite thing to do in bed is when I had a CPAP mask and it squeezed, all of a sudden it's just on one nostril. Or if I time it wrong and I open up my mouth and the air from my CPAP just blows in my nose and right out my mouth because the mask don't fit. I got a new CPAP mask today.
Oh.
You got a CPAP.
I've had the CPAP machine for a while, but the mask didn't fit.
Oh, okay.
I never talked about this because it was like weird timing because we had to take a week off.
Yeah.
I had the CPAP mask. It didn't fit. I went on tour. They couldn't get a mask that fits me. So not only am I a fatty McFat, as Jes calls me, a fatty McFat pants embarrassment. Is what
Don't forget the embarrassment part.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, she doesn't actually say that. I'm just being an idiot.
Jeez.
But I said today, I've been doing that joke where I was like, I got diagnosed for sleep apnea. It's a real shot across the bow of a fat man. But good. That my head is too big. So not only do I have sleep apnea, partially due to my size, I guess.
Right.
I also have a head so large that a normal mask didn't fit. So they had to go up to Port Angeles to get me a mask. So the CPAP supply truck had to make a trip up to the Olympic Peninsula.
I just imagine like a helicopter, like going and like picking it up, like Dumbo drop.
Operation Dumbo drop. You know what, Jes? Yeah, I think you need.
That'd be fun. What that, or you just walking around with your CPAP machine with no mask? It's so pathetic.
Like I'm holding a sign by the side of the freeway. I'm like, maybe you have a mask. Like I could rig something up with like masking tape and.
You just tape that side down.
Yeah, something. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I've been doing my cardio though.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it actually. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right.
Doing
what does that consist of?
It's interval training. So I basically get on a treadmill. I set it for 30 minutes. I do 2 minutes. So I get it for, I think it's like 3.5 miles an hour, which is like a really fast walk, basically. But then what I do is I put the
and you're on it, right? You don't just like set it because you just said you get on the treadmill.
No.
He likes to just see
I don't
how fast
set
it can go.
the treadmill and then sit down next to it. No, Trey, thank you.
Okay.
It's for Jazzy.
I'm tired of Midnight Edition.
You know what? He's got that Coors Light in him, and
I know.
he's
I
getting
did buy
a
Trey
little.
a Coors Light.
Yeah.
Did you finish it already?
No.
Are we like
close?
You
Yeah.
close? You know, there's 8 more downstairs because I love you.
He's so happy. He's so
you know that,
pleased.
bro?
Like he couldn't wait.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I was gonna tell him they're by the door. I was gonna surprise you, but I got you a 9-pack of the 16 ounces because I fuck with you, Trey. Even though I don't drink, doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah,
you can't throw your life away.
We'll see. Okay, so hold on.
I'm gonna drink and smoke as much as I want. I won't do nothing else. I'm done with everything else. I'm gonna drink and smoke as much as I fucking want.
This is what I was looking for. I was wondering if I think you should.
That's the Mexican in me, though. You know, my grandpa would get off work from like. We would work terrible. I would work terrible jobs when I was younger. I would work terrible jobs, and I would just come home, crack a little tall boy, smoke a little weed.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with it.
Chilling.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
No, that's amazing. It sounds
like
great.
my substance use stuff, like I make fun of people because I think it's funny or whatever, but my substance use stuff is my substance use stuff. And the only reason I love making fun of people for smoking weed because I think it's funny.
It is. Well, when you do talk shit to us here at the club, it's...
Oh, dude, I love going after the comedians at the club. That cracks me
because
up.
and people and they just don't know what to make of it, and
don't
they're
know.
stoned, and then they're like, "Oh, Sam hates me." But the addict in me, because you did buy Trey some road beers. Which was very nice.
He's not going to drink them on the road. He's responsible.
I'm probably leave him here.
But but then you because he only asked for one, so you bought him a pack, so it was a nice gesture. But then you left them downstairs so that you could get them. Yeah, so that you can get them as a surprise. But the addict in me is like, well, he's probably gonna want to, like, they're all the way down there. Don't you want to give them to him?
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna want to drink them. Like, if he knows that he has 8 beers, he's gonna want to drink all of them.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, right now, why they're so far downstairs? Like, why would you want your alcohol so far away from you?
Well, I wanted to surprise him. It would have been fun. But I also think it's good content, so I wanted to like say it on the podcast that I got you 8 more beers. Because all it was, so listen, we really did. Like, me and Jes both had shows that started at around 8:30. I sold T-shirts after mine, so I didn't get on the road till 11. I had to drop the homie Pat Moriarty off, which was dope. We were hanging out tonight, which is fun.
Nice.
Pat Moriarty is a wonderful cartoonist. I've talked about him on the podcast before, but we're good friends. He used to do cartoons in Mad Magazine, man.
Does he still do commissions?
Yeah, he's fantastic, dude.
He did the artwork for.
He did my album art for the forthcoming album. That I haven't released the album art yet, but I will soon. We're waiting on vinyl still.
If you remember too, with stuff like this, like 24, 27, like that's the time code. Like if you ever want to, like, I'm gonna write it down. Like send me the artwork, I'm gonna plug it in.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't put the artwork out yet.
You put some. You could put something.
Because that's up to the label. So I'm signed. So it's not like I'm not independent like it's not being independently released.
Can you tell the people like how that does work for any comedians? Because there's comedians. Can you tell them?
It's complicated and there's a lot to it. But yeah, I'm signed to Stand Up Records on a 3-album deal. I signed with Stand Up Records because they work with a lot of comedians that I really respect. And I like the content that they put out. And also they have a really great relationship with Sirius, with satellite radio. So I know that it's a very great chance that I will be on Sirius XM radio. And they're also talking about video distribution deals. So I did a 7-camera shoot, a whole special, because they do video and audio now.
No big deal.
What's the timeline that you have to pump out those 3?
It's pretty loose. I'll tell you this, what's kind of wild is that, so I recorded my album almost a year ago, and it's been like so long to get vinyl made because vinyl plants are all backed up, especially because we're not buying like a huge amount of vinyl, because you got Taylor Swift that's on tour right now and she's buying like 25-30 million chunks of vinyl probably, like it's crazy.
I'm so sick of competing with her all of the time.
I know. But yeah, so the vinyl plants are like jammed up. But yeah, and it looks like we're getting closer. And so once I know that we're going to have vinyl, then it will be released. And there's a lot of surprises that I have in store for that. Yes. So the name of my album is Round Trip, Stand Up Records. Dan Schlissel, who's a wonderful person who's been in comedy forever. Other folks like Maria Bamford, Kyle Kinane, Mark Maron, Lewis Black, they have all released comedy albums on Stand Up Records, so I'm in really good company. So yeah, there are definitely benefits if the comedians are listening to. By the way, you should not be thinking about doing an album until you have like an amazing like hour that you do all over the place. I made that mistake. I tried to mess around with album stuff earlier on, and it just didn't work because my material wasn't good enough. So I was embarrassed to put it out.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people like, oh, I'm going to record an album. Same thing with like merch, if you want to mess around with like stickers and stuff like that. But until you're like a strong feature that can do like 30 minutes and maybe even close out some shows, like maybe not technically like a headliner, like these words are really weird that we use.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have a weird thing with me because, like, I am a legit headliner now, but, like, for a long time, I probably threw that word around a little willy-nilly at first.
The beginning?
Yeah. But, I don't know. I do a lot of dumb stuff. Like...
Well, you don't know what you don't know.
Like talking shit on a podcast about comedy stuff and having to get rid of the whole episode.
Well, and the thing also that we should mention is your mom was here.
yeah, but she'll be back.
Your mom was a guest, and then
and she's just like sitting there.
She just sat there the whole time. And my favorite part was when we were done, and she just goes, "Well,
I like the last one better."
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as fun as last time.
Yeah,
and then so I was just like, okay, yeah.
That's when
she didn't even have fun, and she was here.
Yeah, that's when we knew that we had.
Whoopsie!
I knew that I had made. Well, I don't know. It's weird. We went out to eat after that.
Yeah.
And me and my mom. I love my mom so much, but we have this interesting history, and it's weird because like there's a way that I get and take advice from my mom, and I'm pretty strategic about it. Because as far as some stuff goes, I don't listen to her, and I never have, and I never will, because we're vastly different people.
Yeah.
Like everybody is like, oh, advice this, advice that. It's like me talking shit about you smoking weed, Trey. Like, fuck me. I don't know what it's like to be Trey.
What works for me might not work for you.
Exactly.
And vice versa. Like, what worked for you might not work for me.
Exactly. And that's...
I'm usually right about stuff.
Yeah. And like when I tell Jess that she's skinny and she's got a weird haircut, that doesn't help anything.
It doesn't.
Not good advice.
No. And when I tell Sam that he looks extra overweight when he sits like that, it doesn't.
I can't wait for people to come at you in the comments for being fat phobic.
Whatever. You were just skinny shaming me.
I did. I did.
For no reason.
If I could be skinny for a day, I'd just hide, and then I'd wait till I was fat again, and then come outside.
Yeah, because it's scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think about that story, your favorite story that Trey told about the baby getting picked up by the eagle. And I'm like, that could have very easily been me.
Yeah.
You know?
It would take probably like 6 eagles to lift you.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah.
If they band together.
Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about what I saw this morning. Did I tell you on the phone today?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that on the podcast.
Sad.
It's too sad.
Yeah.
I saw something happen to an animal this morning and it made me really sad.
Yeah.
So just people being dumb. I feel bad for that lady, but
yeah,
I'm not going to talk about it.
You are talking about it.
Not really.
Okay, I know.
Just saw an animal get hurt and it made me sad. Mm-hmm. But it's weird though, because like I'm also fine. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Strange like that. Dude, the midnight edition is fire.
I love it.
Yeah, except we don't really have much of a plan, and I didn't write any jokes.
You didn't? I have
oh yeah, you have stuff.
I've been trying. I came up with a really funny joke that I'm really excited about. Well, I've been trying to like figure out
I do have some stuff.
This like the premise is about me like being born like white trash and then like becoming a basic bitch.
That's not what happened. Oh fuck, that was gonna be messed up. That's not what happened already.
That is what happened.
No, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Okay. I felt bad saying it.
No, that's what she said. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to like figure out.
I like that.
Yeah, how to write that and what it looks like.
That you've gone from like the like a poverty stalwart, like kind of like West Virginia white trash,
right? Mm-hmm.
To now like a middle class like just caricature,
basic. I mean, my name might as well be Karen.
Starbucks,
yeah, like
cops,
Ugg boots,
mm-hmm. Long hair,
leggings. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's good though.
I'm selling Pampered Chef.
You are fucking not. You're so full of it.
I don't know what that is.
That's funny. It's like an MLM that people like that women get sucked into and they start selling it to each other. And
like Avon.
It's just a
I remember
Avon back in the day they would carry like
yeah. This is real. This is pyramid schemes. I wrote a joke about how I had to do the at late night at Safeway. They don't even have the checkouts open anymore.
Yeah.
Like you have to do self-checkout. And I despise it. Like I'm not good at it. And also when I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm not going to get good at this.
I just want to, my compulsion is to steal.
I hate it. Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's what basically my joke. I go, I really hate those self-checkout lines. I'm not good at it. And I plan on getting worse. It pisses me off because it's not something that I wanted to get good at. I could be playing Pogs. It's going to take me longer to get home and I had shit to do. I was going to play with my dick. People are mad about shoplifters and shit. They make you do all this fucking shit. I'm about to start shoplifting again. It's not fair they did that. I'm stupid, goddammit. I think they need to make the world more fair for stupid people like me. That's my joke writing process.
I think that was just like a blog entry. That should have been like, Dear Journal.
I also wrote this thing. You know, I used to build houses. Like I was like a framer. Okay. Do you know about this? I got fired from the Forest Service and I was living with these 2 tweakers out in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know why I said these 2 tweakers when I was doing meth too. Right. I'm like, these tweaker motherfuckers. And I'm like, yo, let me hit that. Anyway, I was building houses, right?
Yeah.
And I was so bad at it. And I would like mess stuff up and then I'd like cover it up with plywood. And like there's people that live in the houses and they're not safe. And I don't remember which houses were the ones I worked on.
Well, they must have, I mean, if they haven't fallen down, they're probably pretty safe.
Let me see. That was 2007, 2008.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And you'd just be at work just sneaking and geeking, huh?
Bro, I was on one, man. Like I couldn't figure out what they were talking about. They were like, they'd yell out measurements and like show me blueprints and stuff, and I was like, I didn't want to seem like a punk, so I was like, I got this, and I'd just be up there with like a nail gun, just like, whoa, like, like it was like you ever just like freestyle with some Legos and you make some dumb looking shit. That's how I built houses.
Tragic.
It was terrible.
I feel like that's how I live my life.
Just freestyling with some Legos.
Like, we'll just see what happens.
Making some dumb shit.
I have another. Well, I don't know how to say it, because it's not my mom. But when my mom was pregnant, one of the things that she craved the most was to speak to a manager.
Wait, so are you saying that your presence in the womb caused your mom?
My mom became such a basic bitch that
because she was carrying.
Yeah, she was bitch. Like, oh, because I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense.
That term, you know that.
A basic bitch.
I hate saying bitch.
Oh,
but Jes said it, and then I wanted to say it, and it felt weird. Jes, I don't think you think you're like. I don't understand the basic bitch thing.
No. Well, the whole thing is I want to like talk about, like being white trash and then like becoming someone who, like, because I never used to drink Starbucks. Like, that's a dream. Like, oh my God. Are you kidding? Like, I used to have to drink Dunkin' Donuts. Like,
that
what
is
kind
funny.
of, right?
You saying that like Starbucks is the dream is amazing.
It's some like rich people shit.
Man, after I got sober and I was like, I started drinking coffee at this place called Cafe Vita, and then it got really big after that, but they had one in Olympia. I think all they had was one in Capitol Hill and one in Olympia. And I got really into coffee, and now I'm like kind of like a coffee snob. And I try not to do Starbucks too much because I feel bad because their union shit is a little jacked up, man. They're trying to bust unions and stuff, so
yeah.
I don't want to get political anymore, but fuck the bosses.
Right. F the man.
Yeah, fuck the man.
But not my boss. My boss is great.
Your boss is cool.
Yeah, she's nice. You met my boss.
When?
Very briefly. Didn't you come to my work?
Sort of.
Didn't you like...
In the parking lot?
Why do I feel it? Why did I think you met my boss? Did I make that memory up?
Did she come to a show?
No.
Oh. I don't remember.
I don't know why I think that.
I don't know why either.
I don't either.
It's really strange.
Like residual stonage.
You're not residually stoned. You're just fucking stoned. Ain't no residual about it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. You're doing good, though. I don't feel like I have to carry the podcast or nothing like that.
That's good. That's good. No, I had so much. I had a lot of fun tonight. There was a good crowd, and like, I for some reason like this. The first half I was a little bit nervous, but the second half, even
Comedy/bar is fire. Performing at the opening night was such an honor. I had such a good time. And you know what's funny is there was like some stuff going on that was like a little frustrating for me, like as far as sound stuff goes. Yeah. But as far as the crowd had an amazing experience. And I've gotten so many compliments, and they don't seem like people just gassing me up. And then also I got the video from Brent. And it's fire, man. I have, I think, dude, 15 reels, 15 clips in that, in a 1 hour set that I am happy to put out.
And it's like nice, like clean, good quality. He did a great job, and he's doing all of that like out of the goodness of his heart.
Who, me?
Brent.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna throw him a little bit of dough just because.
Nice.
I mean, it's the right thing to do.
You're a better person. I thought he was doing it from the goodness of his heart. No, but he like all of the he put footage together for the news because we were on the news, and like he put like a little sizzle reel together and like made it look nice. And
I'll put this out. So we were on the news for that comedy/bar, and then today,
on the news again.
With Fox 13 for the magnet fishing stuff. But they talked about comedy too.
Yeah, but it was mostly just you.
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah.
So Oh, I'm all tired. For those of you that don't know on the podcast, one of my hobbies that I have is magnet fishing. So I have a very powerful magnet, and I go to docks and I look for metal stuff.
Yeah, in the water.
In the water. And so the Seattle Times did a story like 3 weeks ago. A producer from Q13 Fox, which is like a local Seattle TV station, saw that, had a reporter reach out to me and said, hey, we want to film you magnet fishing. So today we went to the U District at a park on the shores of Lake Washington.
Perfect day.
And wanted to film me. Yeah, it was beautiful. It's hot though, because I was really working hard.
Well, getting...
Tell them. You tell them. I'm into it.
Well, there's what looked like a Target shopping cart.
Yeah, I got a Target shopping cart.
A very nice bottle cap.
A bottle cap.
And then a full-sized washing machine.
Yeah, I got a washing machine out of Lake Washington. And there was a news reporter there. And my favorite part is like, so magnet fishing to me isn't just like a hobby. It's like something that I take kind of seriously, and it makes me really happy.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about it is that it's like an antithesis or whatever. It's like the other side of the coin to stand-up comedy. Because like stand-up comedy, there's like this weird pressure on me that I got to be funny. Mm-hmm. And luckily I love being funny and I'm good at being funny. But like, it's still like, it's high stakes, man. I'm doing some high stakes shit. Where like magnet fishing is the lowest stakes ever. Yeah. Like I will magnet fish for like 2.5 hours and find like a bottle cap sometimes. And I'm still like, oh wow, I got a bottle cap. I didn't think I was going to get anything, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Is that why people like regular fishing?
I don't know.
It's the same sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Except you don't have to kill anything.
I just realized that when I yawned, my belly went up and hit the mic.
Well, and you can also, I bet it has a perfect angle of your stomach.
Yeah, it is. It works really well. Yeah, Trace checking the video to make sure that I look as good as I am.
Yeah, he covered it, but it's okay.
Good. See, now I'm back because now I'm
welcome.
Feeling self-conscious. I'm almost loopy. Midnight editions.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Going to be.
It's not ideal. It's not very ideal.
What are you talking about? You are chill as fuck.
There's different people. You guys are like different people.
You think so?
I've never talked to Jes so high before.
Was it bad?
No.
But you guys are like never again. We will never do this again.
No, I'm down for anything. You know me.
No.
All right.
What?
All right.
Oh boy.
I see what's happening here. Maybe this podcast is dragging a little bit. And maybe we need a little bit of energy.
I don't even think that you can muster it up at this hour.
You don't think I can muster it up?
How do you...
You don't think I can muster it up? What? Muster the truth? The truth that we don't want to talk about? You know what? Here's the thing about last episode. This is what I said that we had to take out, okay? No. Yeah. No beeps. No beeps anymore. Look at me. I'm looking right at the camera. I want you to hear me. Rachel Afjay.
Yeah.
I know you hear me.
I was thinking, like, can you do like a Hulk Hogan impression?
I'm sorry, I just read it out. I just lost it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna start shaking.
No, because I just think about what Rachel's done and how she's not being held accountable.
Well,
for the crimes of September 11th.
I don't think that she ever will.
She's gotten away with it for so long. They were like, Saudi nationals, and, the Mujahideen trained by the CIA, Bin Laden in Afghanistan, and Al Qaeda.
Oh yeah, my husband was in that war.
Yeah. You know what? Your husband could have saved a long ass plane ride because he could have went to Tacoma, to Rachel's house.
And
yeah.
And
you know those like scary stories when they're like the killer is in the house. Yeah. You could have saved some time.
Yeah, because she was here the whole. She's here the whole time.
Yeah, she was here the whole time,
right in front of our face.
So the reason we had to delete the last podcast is I did an apology to Rachel.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And it was forced. It was forced, and it wasn't true. And Trey knows the truth. I showed Trey the text messages that Rachel sent me.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, what do you think of my plane? I was like, where'd you get a plane? She was like, don't worry about it.
She's like, let's roll. And you're like,
let's roll? To where?
It's like, why are you saying this?
Yeah. How are we going to roll in a plane?
How are we going to roll in a plane? Don't you mean let's fly? You know what I'm talking about, Trey. What she did was wrong. Like, I don't know. I don't think she should do like time or anything like that.
Like, whoa. Yeah. Are you the morality police? Like, you can't tell people what they can and cannot do.
I am police, no part police. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. That's the other thing I've been doing is I've been making fun of cops in my comedy more, and people feel a certain way about it.
Yeah.
But I try to care. It's just hard. It's just hard because I've had
about cops.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing I could talk about on the podcast. I got my ass kicked by 2 Thurston County sheriffs one time. Well, another cop watched, and I thought that cop was my friend, but he let them beat me up while I was handcuffed. Oh. And so shout out Thurston County sheriffs. Hell of a job.
Damn.
Anyway, I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Did I ever tell you that story?
No, that sucks.
Yeah,
that
did suck.
They still work there?
I don't know. I can't even I barely remember. I was out of my mind. Yeah.
Geeked
but
up.
I know what happened. I know when I got to the jail, they slammed me on the ground, and I know there was like literally gravel in my face from them slamming me onto the ground, like gravel and blood and scabs and
damn.
Yeah. They didn't have to do me like that. I get that they had to take me to the ground because I was pulling away or whatever. But they didn't have to put the boots to me. Oh, yeah, of course.
I've never.
But there's there's the thing is me making fun of you, which I was so good at. Me making fun of you. That's the thing is that we're playing the rules are the rules, right? And it's my job to run. You caught me. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not attacking you. I am handcuffed. I'm not a threat. And they slammed me on the ground.
Yeah.
And they started kicking me. And I remember that part, And I remember that there was a cop there who I thought was my friend. And he was like, all right, guys, stop. That's enough. Stop. But he wasn't actually stopping them.
Right.
He was being a good cop and telling the bad cops to knock it off. Yeah. But not really stopping them.
No, he wasn't really policing anyone.
Yeah, intervening.
That's the deal, man. So
damn.
Whenever anybody's like, Sam, you shouldn't make fun of cops, I'm like, noted.
Right.
Noted. So, because there was something that happened with a comedian friend of mine, and I'm not going to blow it up on this podcast, but a black comedian got pulled over in my neighborhood after we got home late at night. And then the cops were messing with him. I'm not going to say who. That's up to him if he wants to talk about it. But he showed them a flyer, literally showed them a flyer. He was like, yo, I'm a comedian. That's what I'm doing here. And he's like, we ain't got no comedy shows around here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he wasn't doing nothing. He's just leaving my house late at night in Tumwater, Washington.
Right, which you're like, welcome to the neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, it made me feel like shit because I never have to deal with that. Because everybody knows me, whatever. So maybe they'll start pulling me over now that I'm talking shit. But that's pretty messed up.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
I didn't have that happen when I didn't have that happen to me.
Man.
When I got arrested, they what? When I got arrested, I was so drunk. They had to he had to take me to the hospital. And when he dropped me off, I was like, "Are you going to stay with me?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God. Dude, there's a friend of mine who, I'm not going to say their name, even though they probably wouldn't mind me telling this story. But he's a great local comedian, very nice person, very nice man, very well respected. But also kind of strange, like kind of has a weird way of looking at the world, a different kind of cat. And he called me one time. He's like, Sam, I don't know what to do. There's the cops behind me. I think I have a tail light. It might be out. I don't know. I'm really worried. And I was like, bro, like, do you have warrants? He's like, oh, no, of course not. And I'm like, I think you're going to be okay. Like, if they pull you over, like, pull over and show them your stuff. Like, you'll be fine. It's just funny when he calls like his ex-con homie who's had like legit bad experiences. I've had some decent experiences with cops too. There was a cop that, there was a sheriff that I worked with a lot in Pierce County who I really enjoy. Yeah. He was a school resource officer and we got along really well. But
yeah, well, every once in a while they'll surprise you.
Whatever. Yeah. You're doing good. I love the club.
Thanks. I'm glad. Thanks for opening it up. Everybody's been talking about you and what a great job you did.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I did that great of a job. It was kind of weird. I kind of felt weird about my set.
No, I think it was great. I think everyone had a great time.
Yeah, that's what's funny is I watched the video and I was like, man, Sam, that was really good. Yeah. Yeah. I felt like the lights were really bright.
Were they? The stage lights? Yeah. Yeah, they were really bright.
Why were they so bright?
I don't know. Because it was our first fucking show. We have no idea what we're doing.
Damn, Trey. Yeah, I felt like I was getting abducted by aliens.
So bright.
No, it's not on you. I was just telling you. It wasn't your fault, Trey.
Yeah, and I think because they were so bright, it was like, it's hard to see. So it's hard to make that connection when you can't see like their faces. So, yeah.
I had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
Yeah. But it was good. We had a great turnout and everybody had fun and there were cookies with our face on it. And
me and Emmett are doing a show there in August too now. We booked that night.
That's awesome. Yeah, because we had our first open mic on Sunday and then we had our first Tuesday open mic on Tuesday.
And you had some people come out.
And we had some really awesome people come out. Like
the man himself.
Yeah.
In his big yellow banana Oakland Athletics outfit. Have you seen Nate's Oakland Athletics outfit?
Yeah. It's yellow? No.
It's yellow.
It's so yellow. It looked good. He looked good. I'm not going to like, you know what's weird is like, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to make fun of Nate because he makes fun of me. But he's actually kind of got his shit together. He's kind of hard to make fun of.
He be looking fresh.
Right.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. You can't make fun of Nate.
Yeah. He's got a nice Kia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's always asking me like, do you think someone could steal it easy?
The Kia? No.
Ask Josh
This is a good one though. But.
No, the Kias are nicer than they used to be. But yeah, it's the Nate Jackson came to your open mic
on
Nate
Tuesday. came to my comedy club. Like Nate, who has his own comedy club, which he was here, and his own open mic, which he was here and he did and closed out, and then drove to Seattle.
Yeah.
To come hang out with us.
You also had Derek Sheen, Emmett Montgomery, Taylor Clark, Chris Mejia.
Yeah.
A literal a lot of great comics.
Yeah.
A lot of great. So those are all headliners, and then you got like some great features, like legit heavy features in the scene right now that came out. And it was,
and then
we should talk about this. My favorite moment of that whole night was when we were up on the balcony and you stopped by and just said, "What's up?"
Yeah. Just trying to relax because it has a great balcony.
Because sometimes I think when we look at ourselves from like 1,000 feet up, I'm overwhelmed with like gratitude.
Yeah. That Tuesday was, for me, like the grand opening on Saturday was amazing, but Tuesday was like I was able to like look around and be like, oh, okay, like this is what this is for. Like just seeing everyone like chatting and like fucking planning and plotting and like fucking coming up with shit and like
there is beautiful things happening on the stage, and there's beautiful things happening between comedians.
Right.
There's beautiful things happening in that community with you.
Yeah.
And that I would say too that like for me, it's not like, I don't think like saying that I'm proud of you is like the best. That's not really what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, sometimes I look down at us and kind of where we are. And like I said, I'm overwhelmed with like gratitude.
Yeah.
And that, you know, the whole thing about this last episode and like the drama and stuff like that. Like, I just feel like I've swore a lot this episode more than I've done, but I always say this shit, like, fuck all the dumb shit.
Right.
You know, and if you're listening to this and there's like stuff in your life and there's nothing you can do about it, you know, and like it's corny and it's pissing you off, like doing what you can to strive for the things that give you like love and beauty. And like watching you have a comedy club and interacting with you now as a co-owner of a comedy club is so fucking dope.
It's crazy.
Like, I remember you coming to Salem with me to do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like the nerves on you and thinking that I gave a shit.
Yeah.
You know, when the reason why I asked you to come to Salem with me is because I thought you were funny and I thought you'd do a good job.
Yeah.
And you've done such a good fucking job.
Well, I wanted to prove you right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to disappoint you.
Yeah. And you're fucking continuing to do such a good job. And I love doing this podcast with you and I love being friends with you. Yeah. If you don't know this, I call Jes a lot. Me and Jes talk on the phone out of the podcast. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I just farted.
I just saw this dead animal. I took a picture.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I saw a bat. I saw a bat getting eaten by ants, and I was like, "This is so cool." I'm gonna send a picture to Jes. Turns out we have different interests.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Not for her.
That's okay. But, takes all kinds.
But yeah, what a cool deal we get to do this together.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, and you know, next podcast I think we're going to record again in a few days, probably like Monday or Tuesday. And I'm going to write jokes. If you like this podcast, by the way, the best thing you can do is to continue to tell your friends. There's a section, like we've actually been 3 or 4 episodes ahead and we're not, and we got to catch up a little bit. Yeah. And I feel like for a second, the podcast, like it wasn't like, we're not thinking about stopping the podcast or anything like that. Like that's never been an idea. But we definitely are in a process of being recommitted, I think, both of us. Yeah. So,
well, it's just a lot going on. You know, it's easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
And I think, like even with the bar, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm done with that now. Yeah. Like that's shiny. I want to move on to the next thing. Yeah. My ADHD kicks in.
For the record, it is now not a midnight podcast. We started recording it at what, like 12:15? It is now 1:14 in the morning.
Oh, well, we've done it.
You have to work tomorrow. I don't have to do shit tomorrow.
I have to be I have to be back in Seattle until Monday. Every day.
I think that you have an interesting road ahead of you and some interesting decisions to make. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Trey?
Next, I'm going to bed.
You got a lot of Coors Lights to drink.
Yeah.
And a lot of weed to smoke.
So much weed. Holy guacamole.
Trey has the biggest jar of weed at the end of the table.
Like $100 worth of weed. So just imagine how much that is. That's a lot of weed.
Now, people don't know. Washington don't be...
Like, because, look at that. It's so much.
I like that by the way, I want to apologize to everybody who likes this podcast who's like in recovery. You probably shouldn't show jars of weed.
The drugs. I know. What are you talking about? We used to have a bottle of liquor in the back and I made a comment and they're like, oh, it's not a big deal.
Ooh. Nah. If I was going to relapse, it wouldn't be at 1 in the morning to come on Hosmer.
I feel like this would be a cool
on
place.
The Tarp Report.
I feel like that would be the best place to relapse.
One of my favorite things to do, by the way, is like comedians that don't know me really well and they know I'm in recovery. Like they don't know me, but they know about me and they see the clips and they know I'm in recovery and that's like part of my whole thing. And then to be on shows with them and pretend like I'm about to get high and watch them like freak out. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I'm not even into my family. It's so messed up. So.
Yeah. No, that's terrible.
That's it.
Hilarious.
I'm done. Trey. That was fucking shit.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
This is great.
Do you want me to take the weed out? It's not a big deal. Right?
It's not.
I can put a smiley face over it.
Yeah. If you see a smiley face floating in the sky, that was Trey's giant jar of weed. So.
Trey's gonna go home and smoke it.
No, I want you to put a smiley face over it, but can you make the eyes on the smiley face red? Is that like a lot of work for you?
Probably. I don't know.
The Stone Age probably.
Are you too stoned to pull that off?
No, I don't know.
That's like,
I don't know Photoshop and stuff.
Yeah, that's.
You don't know Photoshop?
That's like a different.
I could make a red-eyed freaking thing so easy and send you the image.
I can make.
Oh shit! Is that Coors Light talking? Listen, damn.
Trey's gonna fight me, and I'm gonna let him win because he needs it.
He needs it.
Yeah. Actually, I bet Trey's pretty scrappy, actually.
I feel... What are you talking about? Trey tells us he gets into fights all the time.
He does get in a lot of fights.
He was like, I go do a fight. He got into the fight with the...
we should talk about that. Trey's pretty scrappy. We're all on our own journeys.
Nah.
Good night.